Hey, Bookworms of Concord, I got another top 5 video for you. These are my top 5 fiction books that I have read. Same rules as before. Well, I don't have any series on this list. But again, reminder, this is purely subjective, which means this is not like what I think is a top 5 of all time. These are just the top 5 of what I have read. So with that, let us begin. Beginning with number 5 is Lord of the Flies by William Golding. I read this like 12 years ago, actually. Yeah, 12 years ago. So this is actually on my list to read again. It's about, if in case you don't know, a group of boys who are stranded on a deserted island and they attempt to govern themselves. And as order breaks down, their society descends into chaos, which reveals the total depravity of human nature. So definitely a Christian message there. Next is The Giver by Lois Lowry. I had to read this in 7th grade, and I really liked it. It's a dystopian novel about a boy named Jonas who is living in a seeming utopia that has eliminated pain, conflict, and choice. And he's chosen to be what's called the receiver of memory. And that's when he begins learning the dark truths behind his world's conformity. So a good lesson in this book that's just, utopias are utterly impossible. Human nature will always get the best of us, and not in a good way. And number 3 is Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens. I enjoyed this a lot better than I thought I would. I gave it 5 stars. It's thick, but by no means, it doesn't feel like it's longer than it should be. I actually read this recently in January, I think, and I do have a review video on it if you'd like to go see that on my channel. So yeah, this has it's pretty close to my heart. In middle school, I played as Mr. Brownlow in the play. I watched the 1968 musical with my mom a lot. And then, of course, I believe it's Disney, Oliver and Company. I watched that a lot as a kid and loved it, which is based on Oliver Twist. So, again, like Lord of the Flies, this is a popular book, but in case you don't know what it's about an orphan boy who endures the hardships of 19th century London. And after escaping a cruel workhouse, Oliver falls in with a gang of street urchins led by a sinister man named Fagin. And as he struggles between innocence and corruption, Oliver's true heritage is revealed, which offers him a chance at a better life. At number 2 is Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. Very short, so it's a novella. This is an incredibly sad story. It's about 2 displaced migrant workers, George and Lenny, who dream of owning a farm during the Great Depression. And Lenny, he's a man with a mental disability and great strength. So kind of a stereotype there, and he unintentionally causes trouble, which forces George to make a heartbreaking decision. And at number 1 is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. If you saw my recent video on my favorite books by women authors, this was on there, either at or near the top of the list. And I read this in high school like every other kid, and I actually really liked it. And in case for whatever reason, again, you don't know what this is about, it's set in 1930s American South. That follows a young girl named Scout Finch as she navigates themes of racism, justice, and morality. And through her father, Atticus Finch, who's a lawyer defending a black man falsely accused of a crime, Scout learns about empathy and the harsh realities of prejudice in their small town of Macomb, Alabama. So there you have it, my top 5 fiction books, just general fiction, not sci-fi or fantasy, just general fiction. So let me know if you've read any of these on my list, and if you have any just general fiction books that you'd recommend I read. Thanks for watching. Okay, bye.